You do just fly. Right, so we did Windows PrivEsc ROM yesterday. Now we're doing the Linux one. I don't know if to do the TCM one or Tib3rius one. I'm guessing Tib3rius is going to be better. So we'll try that one. Meow. What? Keeps chirping at me.
Lottykins says,
I can hear you today.
You can hear me. Can you hear Mitten? She's not saying anything now. Say anything. Oi. Yeah. Right. Right, I need new RAM, so we've got CD. I need to make it, so let's just do it the fucking easy way. Cool. So this room 10.108. 10. That's an easy one. Let's get a new file for notes. Save as documents. PrivEsc. Alright, so IP is that. User for the account, for the user account is that. So that's our credentials. If you see the following, SSH is already available, you can log in with user and start tinkering. So I'll keep that there. LinuxPrivEsc. We'll rename you. Actually, no, we'll get rid of you. And then this one is going to be our SSH. Let's pick a color I can see. So SSH user at 10.10.108.10. Yes. Password 123. Oh, 321. Password 321. Cool. So that's our initial access. We are logged in. streak increased to 92? It should be 93. Eh?
What's going on, guys?
It's definitely 92 when I looked earlier. How did it increase and not go up by anything? Oh well. Right, run the ID command. What is the result? Get that bit. So we'll save that. And submit. That was easy. Right, so we're all connected. Service exploits. The MySQL service is running as root, and the root user for the service does not have a password assigned. We can use a popular exploit that takes advantage of the user-defined functions to run system commands as root via SQL service. Change into the home user tools MySQL UFDF directory. Okay. Compile the Raptor UDFC exploit code. Okay. Then connect to MySQL as root with a blank password. Execute the following commands on the MySQL shell to create a user-defined function do system using our compiled exploit. So use MySQL. Create table foo line blob. Insert into foo values. Load file. /home user tools MySQL UDF /Raptor UDF2.so and select star from foo into dump file. User lib MySQL plugin Raptor UD underscore UDF2.so and we need, I think, create function do system returns integer so name Raptor UDF2.so. Cool, and then you can use the function to copy bin bash to temp root bash. Get out of my face. So select do system cp So copy bin bash to temp root bash chmod temp root bash. Close brace. Exit out of the MySQL shell, type exit or /q, and then run the root bash executable. So there's our root bash exe, or so root bash dash p. Isn't that working? It's better. Cool. So remember to remove root bash and exit out of the root shell before continuing, as you will create this file again later in the run. So rm temp root bash. So let's just do the cleanup and then exit. Right, so next, weak file permissions. The etc shadow file contains user hashes and usually readable only by root. Note that the etc shadow file on VM is world readable. So if we do ls l etc shadow, and then cat, so we can read it, so we can get the hashes out. Each line of the file represents a user. The user's password hash, if they have one, can be found with the first and second colons of each line. So like this bad boy. Wow. Let's copy that. Got the user one there as well. So we're going to use John. So John word list equals /user share word list rocky.txt, and oh, we need the hash file. Or can we just pass it? Was already there. Did it say to copy it? Save the root user. Okay, yeah, cool. So just paste. think that's it. Oh, it doesn't have John. Oh, on the Kali VM. Okay, shit. Right, new tab. Let's just copy the command again. Why didn't you like that? Created directory. Let's just do it the easy way. We've got one here, haven't we? So double quotes. Yeah. No, that didn't work. That's better. So our hash file's there, and then run it. No such file would. .gz. Let's just wait for John to do that. I don't know how fast it's going to do it. Let's read ahead while it's doing its thing. Switch to the root user using the character path. Okay, so we can't switch ahead. What is the root user's password hash? That we can do, so that's that. What hashing algorithm was used to produce the hash? No, I fucking aborted it. What was the hint? John should automatically identify it. Yes, it did. Right, so we just need the password. Have I still got... let's see. We could get CD downloads. Yeah. We should be able to use this as well, so let's do it so I can see John as well. So hashcat to get them.
Boss Raid says,
Oh hi, what you doing?
Hey, Boss Raid. We are running through a try hack me room on Linux privilege escalation. So at the moment, the task we just did made us inject some function, which we can then use to write our own like exploit effectively. So we can copy the bash file into a different location that we can run, and then that gave us root. This one, we're trying to actually take a password hash. So go SSH. So we were able to get a list of all the password hashes on the box because it's publicly readable, and it shouldn't be. It should only be readable by root. So because of that, we can now read the hash file, and I've got this tool, John the Ripper, that's trying to basically brute force that password, but I don't know how long it's going to take. So I was going to try and also, this is using John, I was going to crack it on my Windows machine using Hashcat, because then I can use my GPU. It's a bit quicker. So
Neat.
I just need to find the right module for it. So if we find the right hash on, why have I changed my DPI settings? So that's the module we need, 1800.
I find software to be interesting and completely out of my grasp. Tongue.
This isn't even software, this is just a tool that we've got access to. So, how did it find it? Session completed. Could you read the correct passwords of John? Show correct passwords. It's just John -- show. Fuck's sake. Hashcat. Just take this and I can change it on my one. So if I get my Windows box, so M needs to be 1800 like we saw. The hash is now, let's delete all that nonsense.
You need your system to run at 4K 240 HDZ and for it to be anywhere from 1 foot to 1 mile away from you without lag. Guy.
Where the fuck did I put my thing? Okay.
You want me to install software for you and program it to run with our setup, or on our own?
I'm alright, thank you. So we're going to run the RockU list on it, stick the hashes in there, pop file path is that. Fuck's sake. Downloads hashcat. What did I call my rock cube? It is there.
What's the salt on the DB?
The salt, it's just the default one that comes like with the whatever the Linux OS that they're running. I don't get why it's not reading my. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know, because it's fucking not. It's not that. It's that. And that doesn't exist either. And that doesn't exist either. That's better. No hash is loaded. Double quote, yeah. It's better. Alright, let's boost the font size so it can actually be seen. So yeah, now Hashcat's just running it. So no, I've never used John in anger, but Hashcat's a lot better, I think. So we should see that's correct. That was the hash target, and the result should be somewhere. I'm not going to say what it was. Sometimes it prints it out. No. Okay, well it should be in our pop file, so pop file open with notepad, yes. So there we go, so it's just password 123. Sweet. Get rid of John. So next, weak file permissions. So if we have a writable etc shadow, because etc shadow file contains the user hashes, usually readable only by the root user. Note that the etc shadow file on the VM is world writable as well. Generate a new password hash for the password of your choice. So we can use this. So what should we make the password? Let me in. We could call it. Let's make it unique to me. So let msec in. So that's that. Edit the shadow file, replace the root user. So we've got nano. So we want to delete their hash. All the way up to the double dots. Now we're going to stick ours in instead. And save it. So if we switch to root user using the password su root, it should be let msec in, and I'm root. Remember to exit out of root. So the next one is a writable etc password file. So the etc password file contains information about user accounts. It is world readable but usually not writable. Historically, the etc password file contained user password hashes, and some versions of Linux still allow for password hashes to be stored there. Note that the etc password file is world writable. Generate a new password hash with the password of your choice. And then we're using... which one are we doing here? What did we use that time? Make password. Let's save these so like that. And then doing OpenSSL this time. So if we edit, first we need the thing. So OpenSSL. RSWD, please let msec in. Truncating to 8 characters. Why has it done that? Let msec in. So why is this one 8 characters? We'll do that one, let msec in. Right, nano, etc, pass wd. So between the first and second colon of root is where the X is. Okay, save su root. Or failure. Let's try this. Let's do a different one. Please let msec in. Okay, cool. Alternatively, copy the root user row and append it to the bottom of the file, changing the first instance of the word root to new root, placing the generated hash between the first and second colon. Now switch to new root user using the password. Remember to exit out of the root shell before continuing. So does that work as well if we exit? Let's just call it open SSL RSWD new root. And then nano tc RSWD. So I can just come down here. And just copy that whole line. And just delete that junk. So we save that instead, because it's got all the root stuff on it. So X, yes. SU new root. New root B. Cool, so getting all the hashes.
Msec says.
Sec root shell.
If you run ID as the new root user, what's the result? So I need to be back in new root ID. We need to copy that for the flag. Right. Sudo shell escape sequences. List the programs which sudo allows the user to run. Sudo L. The user root may run. Oh wait, exit. su-l. So we can run iftop, find, nano, vim, man, awk, less, ftp, nmap, apache, bin. So that's just copy that output. This is 6 as well. Let's make sure I tag them this time. Last time I did this, I completely lost track of what task I was on. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One program on the list doesn't have a shell escape sequence on GTFO bins. Which is it? So iftop is there. Find, nano, vim, man, walk, less, ftp, nmap. So Apache 2 is the only one, and more. So basically all those files have side effects. It's good to know. Consider how you might use this program with sudo to gain root without a shell escape sequence. Play around with certain options the program has. User bin Apache 2 sbin. Okay, so what's it got? debug mode. Show path settings synonym. -K directive file directory VSX. So let's do some research. If Apache is allowed as sudo, you can use the Apache binary to read first line of files to which you don't have any access. It will dump the root hash. I think it does. Yeah, no, I don't want to run that command, just quit. -F. Is that what we're missing? F for file, specify alternative config. Hey, there we go. Invalid command root. That's quite funny. Got that. Environment variables. Sudo can be configured to inherit certain environment variables from the user's environment. Check which environment variable are inherited. Look at the end of keep options. End of keep. LD preload. LD preload and LD library path are both inherited from the user environment. LD preload loads a shared object before any others with a program is run. LD library path provides a list of directories where shared libraries are searched for first. Create a shared object using the code located at home. So okay. Run one of the programs you're allowed to run via sudo listed when doing sudo l, while setting LD preload environment variable to the full path of the new shared object. So which one should we run? Let's do... No. Got a root. A root shell should spawn. Exit out of the shell before continuing. Depending on the program you choose, you may need to exit this as well. So exit that. Run LDD against the Apache 2 program. User sbin Apache 2. Create a shared object with the same file name as one of the listed libraries. So libcryptso1 using the code located at here. Run Apache 2 using sudo while setting the LD library path environment. So, and then we get root again. A root shell should spawn, exit out of the shell. Try renaming libcryptso1 to the name of another library used by Apache 2 and rerun Apache 2 using sudo again. Did it work? If not, try to figure out why not and how the library path C could be changed to make it work. So try renaming move libcryptso1 to, let's call it libcryptso2. So then we run that again. It didn't work. Try to figure out why not and how the library path C code could be changed to make it work. So I need to change that. So let's see why this didn't work. Set user environment system. Bin bash p, what the hell's that doing? Getting the root, I guess. But what's the p do? I just want a man page, is that so much to ask for? Dash P. No, I don't want a fucking essential bundle. It's not even listed. What does P do? That's a very good question. Prevents the shell reading user-controlled files. So, do we just remove that? Guess we have to run the builder again. Shit. What's even in libcrypt? What's like that? Load of shit. Unset environment library file. Let's make it. It's not doing it. Oh, I don't know. Do library path equals temp. Adjective. So it still works with that one. Oh, exit. I don't know what the reason for that is. I need to look that up. I'll do that later. Task 7. I'll just do that, so I need to come back here. Cron jobs. Cron jobs are programs or scripts which users can schedule to run at specific times or intervals. Cron table files, cron tabs, store the configuration for cron jobs. System-wide cron tab is located at etc cron tab. So if we cat etc cron tab. Let's try and get that to render nicely. Okay. So there should be 2 cron jobs scheduled to run every minute. One runs overwrite shell, the other one runs compress shell. Locate the full path of the overwrite shell. So locate overwrite.sh. Okay. Note that the file is world readable. So do lsl user local bin overwrite. So if we replace the contents of overwrite shell with the following after changing RP address to that of your Kali box. We need a listener, so new tab, netcat 4444. I'll save that. Just gotta wait for it to connect back. Oh wait, no shit, I need to get my IP. Save that. Right, now we wait. How long do we reckon this is gonna take? Replace the contents of the overwrite shell. Yeah, we did that. Set up a netcat listener on your Kali box and wait for the cron job to run. Should not take longer than a minute. A root shell should connect back to your listener. There we go. Just popped in. Remember to exit out of the root shell and remove the reverse shell code before continuing. This would have helped if I wrote down what the fuck was in overwrite shell. I guess that'll have to do. Let's clean up my cock up. Alright, so we've done that one. Right, nearly halfway. View the content of the system-wide cron tab, which we did already. Note that the path variable starts with home user, which is our user's home directory. Create a file called overwrite shell in your home directory with the following content. Make sure that the file is executable. So let's execute /home user overwrite. Wait for the cron job to run, and I need privileges again. Oh no, we're not doing that. So what's this one? Wait for the cron job to run. Run temp boot. Oh, we've got to do the root bash thing again. TMP root bash.
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow, and Ang31D. Angel D.
Ans31D says,
Hey,
How are you? How are you doing? Hey. So what did that do? Oh, okay, just copied bin bash to temp root bash and then change modded it.
fine THX. How's the modding?
The modding is going well. This room is actually quite good. It's Tib3rius' room on LinuxPrivEsc. But yeah, it's we're about halfway through now. Learned a few extra tricks. How's your day going anyway?
It's a fun room.
Yeah, definitely is. I think. So we've exited out. What was the path variable of the cron tab?
Working and coding smile smile.
Nice. Is that working and coding the same thing, or are you doing coding on the side? And what are you coding?
Coding is a side project to be used at work.
Okay. They're always fun. Just make sure that you patent it and copyright it before work steal it. Right. Cron job wildcards. View the content of the cron job script.
It's a Python script that filters results from scanning after C2 servers.
Oh, cool. What, just random C2s that you found? Or are they C2s that you control? You're doing like pen testing with it? I want to do some Python scripting on here actually. I'd love to like automate scanning. Because there's a Python nmap module I found. I basically want to map that onto a Neo4j graph database. So then you could just like right click a node and say like scan, give it a load of ports, and then the ports would tell you like more information. I think it'd be quite sweet.
Both found through sent in lists from example public lists.
Nice. So yeah, I want that to basically do like a port scan, and then from the port scan do like a vulnerability scan, and then from the vulnerability scan sounds like pivoting
deeping.
Yeah, basically.
Deeper LOL.
Yeah. No, I want it to just sort of... I hate having to like recall a load of stuff in my brain, so it's just a lot easier to sort of preload a load of executables and stuff in one place, and then have a UI do the hard work. Alright, so we're printing. So note that the tar command is being run with a wildcard in the home directory. Take a look at the GTFO bin for tar.
Sure, but they will not make you remember command line arguments and so on.
Yeah, but that's what I want. I hate having to remember them all. Like, if I could just have that as a repository of my knowledge, and then I can just either go to a like if it's a like basically a bucket for exploits and for scanning commands, I can use that as just like a cheat sheet, while at the same time having a program that will just do it all for me. That's the idea anyway. Whether or not it actually happens, we'll see.
Nightbot says,
you can change your TDS voice here. Web link.
So, note that the tar command line option lets you run other commands as part of a checkpoint feature.
And 31D says,
there are similar out there, but creating your own makes you learn on the way.
Yeah, I definitely want to use Neo4j, so I want to have a graph database. It just looks cool, and then kind of a bit more friendlier to sort of see relationships. And it again won't be command line tool, it'll be a web UI with funky blobs and like relationship arrows. So.
Nightbot says,
12 subscribers to go until we reach the goal of 15 and unlock new emote slots. Use those Prime subs if you have them. Implement Twitch votes.
And 31D says,
The most important is that it must look cool.
Yeah, it has to look cool. If it doesn't look cool, it's gonna be shit. So where does this say about the checkpoint? Oh, there. Literally the first one. So checkpoint 1, execute file. Use MSFenum on your Calibox, generate a reverse shell elf binary, update the host LP correctly. Ten dot 9.12.198. Is that still right? And let's move shell elf to that's our MSF Venom. Oh fuck, I just closed my fucking SSH. Alright, luckily I wasn't doing anything, so we've got our thing. Transfer shell elf file to home user on Debian. You can use SCP or host the file on a web server and use wget. Have I got a PrivEsc folder? I do, so let's go Python web server and cd. Where does it want it to be put?
So the famous tar wildcard feature.
Yep. So if we dump it there, we'll get HTTP 10.9.12.198 slash what was it called, shell elf. No. Oh, it's 8,000, isn't it? It needs support. Hey, there we go. Cannot write to CD home user. That's better. Okay. So let me make it executable. So change mod plus execute slash home. Oh, just do it shell. Oh. elf. Create these two files in home user. Let's just copy them. So they should be there. When the tar command in the cron job runs, the wildcard will expand to include these files. Since their usernames are valid tar command line options, tar will recognize them as such and treat them as command line options rather than file names. Nice. Set up a netcat listener on your Kali box on port 444. And wait for the cron job to run. Should not take any longer than a minute. Looks like we've got a connection. No shell yet. A root shell should connect back to your netcat listener. Have we got one? Oh yeah, cool. Nice. So that was task 10.
Ever tried Mux or Terminator to split your terminal in multiple /windows?
Yeah, Tmux kind of, I don't know, messes with my brain. Are just easier to use the tabs. And you can kind of split these ones up and just like split like that. But yeah, I just don't really use it. I'd rather just switch tab.
Tmux takes time, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I did the Tmux room not long ago, actually. But yeah, I just think I don't know. Yeah, I probably have to just use it to death to really start enjoying it.
Yeah, that's the only way he.
It's like that with I can't stand Vim either. Like if it's got nano, I'm there all day long. But yeah, if I try and use Vim, I'd rather stick fucking sharp objects in my eyes.
I was the same, but forced me to switch.
Right, so let's exit out of that. And then we need to run those. So we should have cleaned it up, yeah. SUID, SGID executables, known exploits. So if we find all of the executables on the Debian VM, it's quite a few. I'm going to be writing this up afterwards, so this is why I'm taking a ton of notes. Bear with. So we note that the user exim there. So exim, try to find an exploit for this version of exim on exploitdb. So 843. There's one. Local privilege escalation. Local privilege escalation matches this version. Should be available. A copy can be found on the Debian VM. Okay, so I didn't have to look for it. Run the exploit to get root. There we go. Right, next task 12. And exit out of the shell. I like that each task in this one gets you to clean up, because I've done other PrivEsc rooms where, like, you do the privilege escalation, you get root or you get admin, and then the next one tells you all the steps to get admin, but because you've already got it and it's already, like, set up on that account, it's hard to prove that you've actually done anything because you're doing it exactly the same again. So yeah, this is quite cool. Like, you actually clean up after yourself and then re-get root. It's definitely how it should be done.
Yep, for shared boxes it spoils it for others.
Yes. So
But that's most unhacked box.
yeah. Yeah. I haven't done much Hackable. I've done a couple rooms, but yeah, most of my time's been spent on Try Hack Me. But yeah, I can imagine if you start getting admin on those boxes, and then the other person who doesn't even know you've run it is getting admin.
It's a good learning platform.
Yeah, no, I really like it. I've been trying last couple of days to get my streak up, because well, I've got the 90-day badge now, but I want to get the 365-day one. So that's the aim of the year. I haven't even subscribed to it yet. Like, I'm trying to get as much done with the free tier, and then as soon as I get some, like, well, most of the rooms done for free, then I'm just gonna, like, subscribe infinitely, I think, and just do all the new rooms that come out that are paid.
The competition kicks and smile, smile.
Yeah. Have you seen the King of the Hill?
Yeah, it's a good plan.
Where is it? Not that one. Repeat?
Yeah,
King
but
Hill.
never played it. I like to take my time.
Yeah. But it's free to play, so if you need at least one player to join you. If you don't get like 2 users in it, it doesn't let you run it. But yeah, it's quite cool.
I get my share on time pressure at work.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing some of these at some point, I think. When I've got a few more of the rooms down, I'm a bit more confident sort of doing a lot of these things on my own. Yeah, I think I'll probably give a couple King of the Hills a go. And there's a badge attached to it, so I kind of have to. So, where's the King of the Hill one? King. Yeah, so if I want to get that, I have to do them anyway. So,
Whatever makes you learn more is the way to go.
yeah, I'd probably stream it if I was going to do it, because it's a bit more fun to do it with people who are watching, or like invite some of my mates onto it. But yeah, it's good that it's all free. Like, you can basically get anyone to join. Right, so task 12, SUIDS GID executables shared object injection. The user local bin SUIDSO executable is vulnerable to shared object injection. First execute the file and note that it displays a progress bar before exiting. Okay. Run strace on the file and search for the output to open access calls and for no such file errors. Well, let's get that to print nicely. Note that the executable tries to load home user config libcalc so shared object. Last one. Read only. It tries to load it, but it can't be found. So if we create a config directory for the libcalc so file, and the example shared object code can be found there. It simply spawns a bash shell. Compile the code into a shared object at the location the SUIDSO executable was looking for it. So that puts it in the right place. Execute SUIDSO executable again this time. Server progress bar will get a root shell. Sweet. That's good timing. Da, 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 da. Right, SUIDS GID executable environment variables. We're out of that shell. The SU local bin SUID env executable can be exploited due to inheriting the user's path environment variable and attempting to execute programs without specifying an absolute path. First execute the file and note that it seems to be trying to start Apache 2 web server. So starting web server Apache 2 already running okay. Run strings on the file to look for strings of printable characters. Okay. One line, service Apache start, suggests that the service executable is being called to start the web server, however the full path of the executable is not being used. Compile the code located here into an executable called service. This code simply spawns a bash shell. Append the current directory or wherever the new service executable is located to the path variable and run SUID. Append the current directory or where. I mean, isn't that just the one I'm running it from? Yeah. Who am I?
The DOT is the current directory which you say is the first to look in the search path.
Yeah, so I was contemplating whether, like, if I exit out, I wasn't sure if it wanted it to be like the full, like, home user, which is where I am now. Which, yeah, it worked anyway, cool. Let's copy that. I can stick that in my notes.
That would be the same but longer.
Yeah. But if I put the file somewhere else, then that's what I'd have to do to get it to work. Yup.
Translated from German.
Right, 14. $15, 14. Okay. Right, executables abusing the shell features. Number 1. The SUID env2 executable is identical to env nothing, except that it uses the absolute path to start the server. You can verify this with strings. Okay. And in bash versions less than 4.2-048, it's possible to define shell functions with names that resemble file paths. Then export those functions so they are used instead of any actual executable at that file path. We can verify the version of bash installed. .1.5, which is less than 4.2. So if we create a bash function with the name user sbin service that executes a new bash shell using the p permission, using p so permissions are preserved, and export the function. Then if we run SUID environment 2, we are root again. Right. So we exit.
Note that P down as you're going to bang your head on the wall when forgetting it in the future.
Yeah, we had that with another one earlier. That's when I was tinkering with one of the files. I thought removing P would do it, but it was something else. It'd be nice if I got some syntax highlighting on this file, actually.
Bash will otherwise downgrade your affected user permission.
Yeah. So P for the win. Right, next abusing shell features. So this will not work on Bash 4.4 and above. When in debugging mode, Bash uses an environment variable PS4 to display an extra prompt for debugging statements. Run the SUI. Oh, I missed the slash. Yeah. I shouldn't really be root there, should I? So I actually have to run it like that. God, what's that? How does that do? Run it with Bash debugging enabled and PS4 variable set with an embedded command, which creates an SUID version of bin bash. If we run root bash executable with P, we get a shell running as root. That's just random. What? So if we run that, copy that as well. Remember to remove the root bash, so if we exit rm tmp root bash. Okay. Do it like that. Cool. Alright, 16. Got 6 to go. Passwords and keys history files. If a user accidentally types their password into the command line instead of a password prompt, it may get recorded into the bash history. Review the contents of all the hidden history files in the user's home directory.
Nightbot says,
You can change your TDS voice here. Web link.
Note that the user has tried to connect a MySQL server at some point, running the root username and password submitted via command line. There is no space between the -p option and the password. Yeah. So that's like a classic fuck up, isn't it? If you just don't press space. Fat finger. Cool, so because they've done that, we can now just exit.
12 subscribers to go until we reach the goal of 15 and unlock new emote slots. Use those Prime subs if you have them. Implement Twitch votes.
Okay. So su root, and then because we now know the password 23. Fine. Password 123. Oh no, because we changed it, didn't we? So it's let sec in. Right. Please let sec in. This is my fault because I changed passwords. Who am I? Cool. What is the full MySQL command the user executed? It was. It's good I copied it. Okay. Right, 17 configuration files. If we list the contents of the user's home directory, note the presence of a MyVPN OVPN. View the contents of the file. The file should contain a reference to another location where the root user's credentials can be found. Switch to the root user using the credentials. So we've got auth.txt. Ta-da! Let's copy that as well. Task 18. What did you find the root credentials in? Right. 18. Passwords and keys, SSH keys. We do. Some users make backups of important files but fail to secure them with the correct permission. Look for hidden files and directories in the system root. So ls la / Note that there appears to be a hidden directory called .ssh. If we view the contents of the directory, it appears to be world readable. Further inspection of this file should indicate that it's a private SSH key. Just copy the certificate. Okay, note that there is a world readable file called root key. Further inspection, we get the private SSH key. Copy the key to your Kali box. It's easier to just view the contents of the root key file and copy paste the key. And and give it the correct permission, otherwise your SSH client will refuse to use it. So we're going to have to start a new one. So rename SSH2. So we need to go cd dot oh, we can just dump it anywhere, can't we? So we can just put it here. You can stop. Touch root key nano root key paste. So then we can say change mod 600. SSH -I root key put the thing in. Root at 10.10.108.10. Hey. That was 18, let's do 19. Got 3 to go, let's add another hour. Not going to need that long, but... 19, NFS. I guess I can exit out of view. So, files that are created via NFS inherit the remote user's ID. If the user is root, the root squashing is enabled. The ID will instead be set to the nobody user. Check the NFS share configuration on Debian. Note that the temp share has root squashing disabled. No root squash. On your Kali box, switch to your root user if you are not already running as root. Let's use our new shell. Hey, JB
says,
Spears Club.
Translated from Dutch.
Let's do some shout outs.
Right now, obviously, I want you guys here, but Diversify Yo Bonds, thank you for following. Benjamining, thank you for following. PyGhost64, thank you for following. Addy4441, thank you for following. Cocoon Kid, thank you for following. DXDnock, thank you for following.
Who clipped
Fatal
this?
Pride, thank you for following.
Thank you for following.
Thank you for following. Elliot, posture check. This is the only.
Thank you for following. You get follow botted. You've been buying follows. We're nearly done with this room, dude.
L.
Translated from Romanian.
I saw that your Twitter post about wanting to leave the country. You're going to come here. Come to sunny/rainy England.
We're almost done. Yeah, we're done here.
I will pre-warn you, it's not much better here. It's just shit everywhere. I just want to live on a fucking planet on my own. Right, so we did that. Where are we at? Using the Kali root user, create a mount point on your Kali box and mount temp. Paste.
I don't really care. I just want to be somewhere where my children can have the ability to have choices about their bodies. It's fucked, dude.
Yeah, mate. I find it bizarre. Why have I done 1010? Surely that should be... Yeah, update the IP. Fuck. Fuck. Right, that seems right. Yeah, I don't know how guns can have more rights than women. It's like... just fucking retarded. Did you see that video of the guy saying, oh, actually people with hammers kill more people than guns? You can Google it. And the bloke Googles it in front of him and it's like, no, guns kill like about 20 times more people than fucking hammers, you tit. It's just...
Ange31D says.
LOL.
Javiers11 says.
It's not just women. Men have no more body rights or medical rights or rights to privacy.
Oh yeah, shit. I forget you guys don't even get like a GDPR equivalent over there. Oh, well, unless you're in California, then you've got something.
Condoms are going to be illegal next week, bro.
No, they're not.
Ange31D says.
It is what?
Can you imagine though? He's definitely kidding.
You must be kidding.
It does make you wonder. Any contraceptive will be illegal when this law passes.
Javiers11 says.
Any contraceptive will be illegal when this law passes. Condoms are contraceptives.
Is that... they're surely not going that far with it. I thought it was just the, like, abortions thing they were going after.
Yup.
Oh, that's fucking dumb.
The commercials lol.
I think... what about those giant condoms that they used in Naked Gun? And they just, like, walk in a giant rubber Johnny. Like, that'll do, right? That's not... We see... let's... This won't get me Twitch banned, will it? It's not... Fuck's sake. Yeah, this will be allowed.
But yes, and they are voting on the next laws to reinstate segregation in schools and preventing LGBTQ communities from being legal.
Ange31D says.
Safety first.
It's just because they got, like, as soon as Biden, or was Trump was on his way out, he stuck all those fucking judges in the Supreme Court at the very end.
Lottykins says,
I'm not often rendered speechless, but I literally have no words.
Yeah. Just gotta stop.
11 says,
Anyway, that's why I'm moving to Europe.
Just gotta stop having sex. Just become barren. That's the only thing that's allowed.
And 31D says,
Got two. Fucked up.
I've completely lost where I was now. I've just gone off on one about fucking giant condoms.
Cheers 11 says,
Because if this doesn't collapse our country, the other countries will tear it apart.
And 31D says,
Where are you moving, Jay?
Cheers 11 says,
I was watching commercials the whole time, lol.
Lottykins says,
All women to have their wombs removed, that'll show them.
Cheers 11 says,
France looks nice. So does Germany.
You got to learn the languages though. Like, do you really want to learn French? Do you really?
Boo.
Yeah, that's the only downside. Like, when Brexit came in, like, yeah, okay, it's great you can trade with a ton of people, but if you actually want to like communicate with them, you've got French, Spanish, German, like all the Italian, like every single language is different in every country you go to. You imagine if in the States, every single state you went to, you had to learn a new language to be able to communicate with people. It'd be fucking retarded. You just couldn't do it.
Lottykins says,
They speak French in Canada.
And 31D says,
Any of them, D.
Cheers 11 says,
I have to get a work visa first.
And 31D says,
I've tried both of them in school. That didn't go well.
Cheers 11 says,
Jeez.
Yeah, work visa shouldn't be too hard though. Cyber's like one of the best things to do a countrywide transfer. I think the thing you run into troubles with is maybe age-related restrictions, but even that you don't really have to worry about. Yeah, you're lucky you've picked a career path that's really sought after. You can get German citizenship based on a DNA voucher.
But I heard I can get German citizenship based on DNA voucher, lol.
Lottykins says,
Switzerland would be nice and they have a lot of opportunity.
Cheers 11 says,
Ooh, Switzerland is expensive though.
Lottykins
Yes,
says,
it's fucking
It is,
expensive.
but they pay a shitload.
Yes, they do pay a shitload, but you've also got to pay a shitload. It's alright if you're rocking the van life, but you can't really do that in Switzerland either. It's frigging cold.
Cheers 11 says,
I saw a lot of good places near Belgium, but I might start looking into England.
Yeah, come to England. Come to England. Right, what are we doing? Let's do something. So we've done the mount. Still using the root user, generate a payload using MSF Venom and save it to the mounted share. This payload simply calls bin bash.
Did like 3-bedroom houses for rent for $750 a month.
Lottykins says,
I think the UK would be the easiest way to get a visa.
Cheers 11 says,
I live in a campground and spend $500 a month.
I'm dumb. Alright, so this should have been run on my box, not on the fucking remote box. So let's try that again. So we make our temp folder and mount it and give it the right IP again. Failed to apply FS tab option.
LinuxPrivEsc. Let's watch, guys.
Why does 10, 10... Yeah, that should work. I've got to sudo it. Yeah. Cool. Yay! Right, cool, that's better. Right, so let's do RMS Venom. UK would be the easiest way to get a visa. Definitely. No platform was selected. Did it save it? It did. Look at that NFS banner I tried to put in. Right, so what did we make? We made Shell Elf again. So back on the Debian machine, if we run temp shell.elf. Oh yeah, got change on it. So plus executable s. This is quite nuts. So you can actually change, because you've got like Samba access, you can change the remote file system to have an executable file that launches a payload. So as the normal user, you just run that file. It should... No, I'm a low privilege user, that's not right. Why did that not work?
Haha, I thought that said shelf elf.
The elf on a shelf. Why does that sodding work? Do we do the right thing? It is an elf shelf there. Shell elf. Where's our Venom Linux?
And 31D says,
LSL on the file to verify that Soid and executable is set on the target.
Good shout. Shell elf. Yeah.
Other target.
Other target. There's the right one, isn't it?
On the box.
Does it not work? Because this is the file share.
Kali is yours.
Yeah, but it's the Samba share, isn't it? So it should still be the same. I need to be in the right folder. I think I fucked it up by having like a circular mount point. So like I could keep going into NFS now and just... Yeah. Let's do RM. Yes. Fuck you. I know it's a fucking folder.
Remember for empty directory rmrf and fs to force.
It's write protected anyway.
If you have permissions.
Yeah, I don't think I do. Yeah. I think it's because it's mounted as well. It's not going to be able to be removed. It's in use. It's annoying. Shell.elf.
Unmount and do it again.
Exit. 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 There are no jobs, right? I need the root shell.
Isn't a 32 or 64-bit Linux on the target?
64, I think. No, 32. x86.
You need me to verify.
Oh yeah, is it?
$64.
So does that need updating then? Should be a...
So change your payload maybe.
We'll try. That'd be a good catch actually, if it needs an update on the box. No! Fucking thing.
Tib is streaming to just Swatheim and complain town.
Yeah. Tib3rius, your task 19 is a bit scuff. I don't know if I messed it up. It's probably a good chance.
Nightbot says,
You can change your TDS voice here. Web link.
Just reconnects. Oh, I forgot it. I type my password like a normal person. Alright, there we go. Alright. On the Debian shell, execute the command to get root. But I'm not root. Oh well. Right, I think we could move on. I'll just I'll reset the box later and we'll try and do it again. Task 20. What was the name of the option that disables root? That was no root squash. Yay! 63 streak. 63? 93. Kernel exploit. Kernel exploits can leave the system in an unstable state, which is why you should only run them as a last resort. Run the Linux Exploit Suggester 2 tool to identify potential kernel exploits on the current system.
12 subscribers to go until we reach the goal of 15 and unlock new emote slots. Use those Prime subs if you have them. Implement Twitch votes.
Alright. The popular Linux kernel exploit Dirty Cow should be listed. Dirty Cow. I didn't realise it had Lottykins in it. See if she's still in the chat. Probably not. I beg your pardon.
Lottykins says,
I beg your pardon.
What's this? Resi 7?
Oh god, shoot it.
No, you've got no.
It's okay, I've got a machine gun.
Oh no, what is it going to show?
Yeah, it looks like Resi 7. Alright, so we've got a Dirty Cow.
That one was okay, lol.
I like the one you've got with the woman's head being exploded in Phantasmagoria. That's funny. Alright, exploit code for Dirty Cow can be found at that. It replaces the SUID file with one that spawns a shell.
L.
translated from Romanian.
Or being attacked by the cat.
Yeah. Is that the whole thing? Oh, can I go to the bottom? There we go. Okay, do that. Let's do one at a time. Too many arguments. Let's try it with that scuff shell. It's better. So if we do /cow, once the exploit completes, moo. Once the exploit completes, run user bin password to gain a root shell. Does it run it now? No. Oh, cool. Right. So now user bin pass wd. Squeeze me.
Hello Raiders, welcome to MSEC's Twitch channel.
Hello Lunacy Games, how are you? Thank you for the raid. Oh, wrong person.
I might have to run away.
Where's Mike? Mike can help. He's better at explaining things than I am.
Zelda's downloading.
Lotikins says.
Haha.
Oh, Mike, put it away.
What's he doing?
Oh, is this when I had the sign? Doom.
Ari,
Yeah.
keep your eye out.
I think I've got this game, I need to play it. So many games that I've got that I've never fucking touched.
Lunacy Games says.
Hey bud, how you keeping?
Yeah, good. We are trying to figure out why this doesn't work. Oh, because I've typed WWD like a twat. There we go. Yeah, we're running through a site called Try Hack Me, which is like a training platform to teach you how to do hacking, like proper hacking as well. It's like gets you to do all kinds of stuff. So it will take you from entry level of just like teaching you the basics of some of the tools. When you get a bit more familiar with them, then you can start doing some reconnaissance and privilege escalation and exploiting and all that fun stuff. So at the moment we're looking at how to do privilege escalations on the Linux operating system. So we've done that, and then remember to restore the original. So move TMP back, user in SWD, exit. And the final task, which we don't have to do anything. So several tools have been written which help find potential privilege escalations on Linux. 3 of these tools have been included on the Debian VM in the following directory. Experiment with all 3 tools, running them in different options. Do all of them identify the techniques used in the room? So let's have a look. So linps, linum. So okay, so that's the one we used earlier. Linenum. So what does this actually show? What's the... Just a shitload of stuff. UDPs, TCPs, default routes. Okay, so it's just like a Von scam.
Getting technical now, wish had more time, haha.
Yeah, sorry if you came expecting games. Alright, let's copy all that crap. So, task 21. And then linpeas. I like linpeas. Linpeas just looks awesome. There's tons of information in this, isn't there? EP. That's what we want. Bit with the P. What does the P look like in my other text editor? Let's have a look.
Funkmaster P.
Think how long someone spent making that. Like colorizing it, making sure that each little digit rendered. Like that's taken ages. Alright, then what was the last one they had? LSE. If you know the current user password, write it here to check sudo. That's cool. Does Docker check. It's versions. So what is LSE? What's that? I wonder what about while it's doing its thing. Trying to load a web page, isn't it?
And 31D says,
This is another enumeration script. SH exists as TLD.
Yeah, I realised that just as I did it. Yeah, there we go. I just want the website or something, that, or GitHub. Linux Smart Enumeration. Cool.
Lunacy Games says,
Enjoy the rest of the evening, but heading to bed, taking the missus out to Miller and Carter. My wallet is trembling, however stomach will be moving tongue.
Sweet. No, we're about to raid someone anyway. We're done with the room, so if you stick around for 5 seconds, you can get some extra points. I think you said Tib3rius was live and he made the room, so it makes sense we send a raid his way. Or Nick's live. We could raid Nick. What's he playing? He's just gone live. Oh, he's doing some try hack me as well. Right, let's raid Nick then. Cool. Right. Yeah, another room down. Got a badge. Ta-da! So yeah, I want to do ice and blue next, so that's my next task. So I'll probably do that tomorrow or Wednesday. Yeah, actually not tomorrow, because no, sorry, not Wednesday, because Wednesday I'm doing an OWASP talk, so you can join that. I can send the meetup out if I get it quick. Meetup. So yeah, that's the meetup if you want to join it. But yeah, I'll be doing a Zoom talk and run through of Kerberos and then some of the attacks. But that's it from me. Go say hi to Nick and have fun with his stream. Bye.